Hello, and this is the reading of Nigel Farage. Hi, everybody. Again, for those of you tuning in, regular viewers, I'm so glad you're here. And for those of you who are Trumpists and Brexiteers, please leave. Do not watch my channel. I do not want to upset you, and I don't want to have to deal with your nasty comments. Thank you very much. So let's get started because we have a lot to cover on Nigel. All right, Nigel Farage. And now he was born April 3rd, 1964. And he's only a few months older than Boris Johnson, okay? And he looks so much older. So he must have had, he's probably more of a worrier. He seems, oh, it was so funny when I Googled him to find out his birthday, because I do a birthday meditation. Like I use their name and their date of birth as part of my meditation to tune in to their energy. And so every time I look for a picture of him, he had his mouth open. It was so funny. He's so funny. Oh, man. All right. Nigel, Sacred Spirit, please tell us about Nigel Farage. Please tell us about Nigel Farage. He's like another entertainer, you know? He's like an entertainer. A wickedly unpopular entertainer. Amongst us, at least. Nigel Farage, Sacred Spirit. Please tell us about Nigel. What can you tell us, please? Thank you so much for all the information you give us, for preparing us and for guiding us and for helping us cope with all this. Nigel Farage, April 3rd, 1964. Oh, Ace of Wands. Oh, shoot. So he's more like a macho man? So he's the bringer of ideas. Isn't he like the father of Brexit? Okay, but that virility is upside down. This covers him. Oh my. Holy cow, I was not expecting this from this guy. Are you kidding me? Hold on, I can't, hold on. We gotta keep going to weave it. Oh. What? Okay, thwarted words, ideas, strength, leaving. Okay. Huh? Hold on. So his strength, his virility, his ideas are upside down. The sword of truth is on them. Both shedding light and cutting. His obstacles is that he has to leave. Oh. Is it the Brexit leaving? Okay, hold on. And then this covers him. Oh, legacy. So you know, I've always kind of known, you guys, these people are in it for the money. He has his idealism, but it's all about prestige. It's all about preserving what you got and about prestige. Okay, this is beneath him. What he has in it is his own, and he can use to his advantage. He's done. What? To me, this is the worst card. I'm so hyper today because, oh man, when I did these cups, I was like, I couldn't wait to tell you. So now I'm super hyper. Now that I'm actually shooting the video, I'm like, oh my god. Okay, I'm super hyper. I'm so sorry. I know I have a lot of very nice and calm and prestigious viewers, so I get to carry it away. All right, so this is in the recent past few days, weeks. Ooh, propaganda. Okay, so he tried to pop in some propaganda. He tried to throw it in the flow. So the propaganda that is with people's emotions, with moving a certain way in thinking as well as in heart. The infinity signal of the pentacles, which could be money, which could be documents, just like in the cup. You know, the pentacles in the tarot are either money. I know a lot of people think it's just money, but it's documents, you guys. It's also documents, just like in the cup. Okay, and it's upside down. And in the upcoming few days, ooh, battling, wounded, but he still be on top. He won't be that much hurt about everything that's going, but he's lost his whoever he was at one point. Not anymore. Okay, and then the essence here. Ooh, partying. Okay, so his party and his connections, the inner workings of his reasons for doing these things will still be intact, although his public persona may take a blow. The connections that he's made and all the networking that he's made will still be intact. The environment, ooh, just like Boris, the ten, well, not Boris is not the environment, but okay, but the Ten of Swords upside down. Ooh, it's getting hot in here. Hold on, guys. So like the Ten of Swords upside down. So it's getting too much of a burden for him. And his hopes and fears, ooh, to be inconsolable, not to see a way, not to win, not to be able to pass his, you know, he's in it for many reasons, and a lot of it is he really believes these things. So he's going to be emotionally, or he is right now emotionally distraught, or he fears of being emotionally distraught. And then what will come? Riches upside down, so he will lose money. You see, they're in it, even though ideology, whatever, but they're in it for the money, you guys. They're in it for the money. Okay, and let me go to my cup on Nigel. Now, I didn't know much about this guy. I mean, I see him all the time in the news, but I try to give people the benefit of the doubt and keep an open mind. So I never like delved that much into him. And for you guys in the UK, that may sound incredible, but that is the mastery of these people. You can kind of gauge the way they influence and disappear based on people that don't live in your own country, that sort of get like a brush, superficial news on these people. And that's like my situation. I would see him pop up every once in a while and then disappear, and then pop up and then disappear, and pop up and then disappear. That's the kind of thing that these guys do, the influencers. Kind of like Steve Bannon. You notice that? That's their MO. That's how they work. When things need to be, like when you need to fan the flames, they pop up. When you need to like cover things up, they pop up. It's that sort of like Harvey Keitel kind of cleaner situation with them. Okay. This is so strange. And again, I saw this in my other cups. You can't make this up. All right. So remember I said that what was the cup that I said there was a flat top building? What now I think now is that the protesters are going to put some sort of banner on top of a building. Here is a parachuter again. It's even closer than before. There's going to be a banner here. There's going to be a parachuter here. Parachuting from these buildings. More banners down here. And the reason that these things come up on these guys' cups, and you know, sometimes things like the protesters may seem like it's just news that has no importance, but I think it's a way for the cup to say, listen, if I'm right about something like that, I am definitely right about the inner workings that we may never even find out about. I'm showing you the most evident things by showing you these protesters, because when I speak to you about the inner workings, I want you to believe me. This is my opinion. That's why I think that the cup does these things. And I also think that the protesters are getting on their nerves, are getting on like Nigel and the politicians. Like they want to brush things off, like climate change is not real, like it doesn't exist. And the protesters are getting on their very last nerves. And they're also calculating, wait, there's a lot of protesters out there. Wait, in a few years, these people are going to be voting age. Blah, 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 blah. So this is something that is haunting them. The protesters are haunting these Nigel Farage, Boris Johnson, all these leaders. They're haunting them. They're thinking about the future. These are people that just don't think about today. They plan ahead. That's why they're successful. They plan years ahead. Okay, so here's the protester parachuting from this building. So then here you have Boris Johnson giving a speech on a podium, and it may be outside of number 10. Along with him is another woman, and she is not a thin woman. She's more on the heavier side. And he's speaking to the people. And this comes out. This is Nigel Farage's cup. And Boris comes out speaking. And then Boris is going to propose something to another woman who drives around in a big caravan. I don't know if it's like a giant SUV or a bus or a limo. I don't know. Some lady that drives around in a big vehicle or is transported about in a big vehicle. He's going to talk to her about purchasing property. And it could even be the lady from Scotland, because remember I said that she's trying to sell some property? When I read her cup, Nicola Sturgeon's cup, I said, I don't know what this is, if she's about selling property or whatever, but then I see Boris trying to buy some property off of someone that looks like her. And wherever that is, you guys in Scotland and in the UK will tell me, there's a statue, a giant religious statue, that in the middle, the clothes it has is light, and on the side of the drape, it's either red or dark. The statue is draped, you know, kind of like the Virgin Mary kind of sort of thing. You know how she has like 2 different colors and like she has something draping over her? It's kind of like that. I don't know what that's about, but wherever that area, that's they're gonna like, the transaction of the property is going to be somewhere where there's a big statue, a religious statue. Now, I don't know if it's a Virgin Mary, but it's some sort of religious statue. Okay, and then Nigel comes out here talking to 3 different people, 3 powerful people. People with money, people with power, people with documents. And he is going to lose documents or a briefcase. He's going to lose it. He's going to lose an item that belongs to him. And I think it's either a briefcase or a batch of documents. We will hear about that one. And so then he goes from his home and he works at a place. He works in a building that is by the water, either a lake or the ocean. And it has like a glass balcony. That's where he works. And there's a bunch of people, like it has like a slope or a hill where people like to go and sit. I don't know, to look or to eat, to have picnics. I don't know. But there's people like looking out there, and they're by the water. And then here we have the policeman, and bodyguard, policeman, some military guy. And this military guy may be assigned to, now I don't know if Nigel Farage has been married, if he has children or he has grandchildren, but I see an elderly lady wearing a hat with a baby, with like a little kid. Not like a newborn baby, but with like a small child. And I see the military or bodyguard or whatever making sure that they're okay. And the woman has her head down. So she's worried about Nigel. So whenever I see someone with their head down, it means that the cup is a sad cup for them. So this woman is worried about Nigel, and she's a very elderly lady, and she's walking around with this little kid, and here's the bodyguard or military helping them, and she is thinking about all the protests. Oh, and here we have another protest. I think it's a woman on top of a building. So one guy is parachuting and a woman is on top of something, like on top of a big building with a round thing on top of the big building. And then at the very bottom of his cup, I see a dark document. And it's not lit. So what that's telling me is that he's not going to get his way. He's not getting his way. And that's what I see on the cup for Nigel Farage. Thank you for listening. I'm doing another one. I'm doing another reading on Steve Bannon. Thanks, you guys.